What is the spiritual dream meaning of beards? What if the most powerful spiritual transformation of your life showed up in your dreams as a beard, and you just dismissed it, wrote it off as weird, random nonsense? Look, this isn't some hypothetical. It almost happened to the woman who changed the course of modern poetry, of truth-telling, of feminine spiritual power itself, Audre Lorde. Think about it. She was born in 1934 in New York City to Caribbean immigrants. And from day one, the lesson she was taught was that survival meant erasure. Be smaller, be quieter. She was Black, she was queer, and she was a woman in a world that penalized all three. And she refused. She refused every single penalty. She fought. She wrote. And her battle cry, the thing that drove her entire life, was this: silence will not protect you. Lorde lived her entire life with what I can only describe as a spiritual beard, a fierce, unapologetic integration of both masculine and feminine power, the very thing most of us spend our lives chasing or trying to suppress. And before she died in 1992, she took a new name for herself, one that captured this whole essence perfectly: Gamba Arasa. It means warrior, she who makes her meaning known. She made her meaning known. The question is, do you? So if you've ever dreamed of a beard, on your own face, on someone else's, what did you do? Did you write it off as just some weird dream? Or did you actually lean in and ask what it was trying to tell you? Because that choice you make in that split second between dismissing it and getting curious, well, that's everything. That is the difference between a life that is half-lived and one that is fully, powerfully inhabited. You see, a beard in a dream isn't just some random symbol. It's a challenge. It forces you to confront the biggest questions we face. Who has the right to power? Who gets to have authority? Who deserves to be fully seen? Who is allowed to age with dignity? And who has the right to claim both masculine and feminine energies at the same time? And these are not just philosophical questions. When we don't answer them, they become the quiet emergencies of our lives. They're the careers that feel empty, the relationships that feel wrong, the silence that literally makes us sick. Psychologically, there's a name for this. Carl Jung called it the animus. It's the masculine principle that is alive and well inside every single woman. And here's the thing Jung was really clear about. You can't get rid of it. Suppressing your animus doesn't make it go away. It just goes underground, where it becomes destructive. So when you dream of a beard, your psyche isn't broken. It's brilliant. It's running a diagnostic. It's checking in on your relationship with your own authority, with masculine energy, with the wisdom you've earned, and with your own process of aging. And the emotion you feel in that dream, whether it's disgust or fear or awe or even pride, that is a direct readout. It's pure data telling you exactly what your core beliefs are about power, gender, and your own self-worth. Beliefs that are running your life right now, whether you know it or not. This is so critical. You have to understand this. Your dream life is not a side effect of your waking life. It is a parallel intelligence. It's constantly working, constantly telling you the truth. To ignore it is to fly blind. Audre Lorde refused to leave her guidance system dark. She listened, she integrated what she learned, she named herself warrior. Don't let another message slip by unread. Your psyche is calling. Answer it.
Part 2. We are decoding 10 critical beard dreams. And listen, these are not random noise. They are urgent dispatches about your power. Let's get right to it.
Okay, so let's get this straight from the jump. These aren't just dreams. They are non-negotiable assignments coming straight from your psyche, and they demand your immediate attention and, more importantly, your action. Act 1. The Beard Within. This is all about the emergence and, the potential devastating loss of your own direct personal power.
Right, so this is one of the most powerful and honestly most frequently misunderstood dreams a woman can have. You dream you're growing a beard, and you wake up feeling weirded out. Your first instinct is probably to just brush it off. Don't. That is a powerful signal.
What this dream is really saying is profound. Your inner authority, what Jung would call your animus, is maturing. It's becoming undeniable, and it always seems to show up right when you're about to step into some kind of power you've been deferring to other people. We're talking about a promotion, a really hard conversation, a big creative risk. The bottom line? The permission you thought you were waiting for, it just arrived.
So here is your assignment, and this is not a suggestion. 1.
Name the single area where you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for permission. 2. You have 72 hours. Act. And 3. Make one move, I don't care how small, toward that power. Don't overthink it, just act.
Now let's flip it. What about dreaming of shaving a beard? This is a huge warning sign. It means something powerful. Your authority, your wisdom, your identity that you've earned is being stripped away, either by you or by someone else.
But how you feel in the dream, that's everything. If shaving it off feels like a relief, like you can finally breathe, that means you're bravely shedding a false role, something that was never really you to begin with. But if it feels like violence, like a loss, your psyche is screaming at you. It's saying you are making yourself smaller for a job or for a relationship, and the cost is absolutely irreplaceable.
And this brings us to the one question you have to ask yourself. Pinpoint where you're shrinking. Then you have to answer this with ruthless honesty. Is this keeping you safe, or is it just keeping you stuck?
Act 2, authority in your orbit. Now, we're going to look at how your subconscious is processing power and authority in the people around you.
Okay, so the bearded wise old man shows up in your dream. This is not some random character your brain cooked up. No, he is the Jungian archetype of the Phoenix, and he shows up for a very, very specific reason.
He appears when you're staring down a choice that requires more wisdom than your conscious mind feels like it has access to. He basically represents the distilled guidance of everything you already know deep down but haven't trusted yet. And the key here, the absolute key, is that your feeling, your emotional response to him is the answer. Don't you dare try to intellectualize it, just trust it.
All right, what if it's your partner growing the beard in the dream? This is a projection dream. It means your psyche is trying to process their growth, their new power, their increasing autonomy, maybe new authority they have.
Your emotional reaction in that dream, it tells you everything you need to know about how you really feel about the shift in them. If you felt fear or if you felt threatened, you have to ask yourself, why am I threatened by their growth? That right there deserves a very honest conversation.
And this brings us to a dream you have to take seriously, pulling someone else's beard. This is not subtle. This is a dream about aggression, about dominance. It is a direct psychic attack on their dignity.
Look, this isn't just a dream, it's a symptom. You have unresolved anger towards an authority figure, and you're literally tearing them down in your dream because you feel you can't confront it in your waking life. So your assignment is urgent. Identify the twisted belief that's driving this rage. Name the person. Name the grievance. You cannot let this fester in the dark.
Act 3, your power, a status check. I want you to think of these next dreams as a diagnostic report, a status check on the current state of your own wisdom, your discipline, and your authenticity.
These dreams are going to show you 4 key states of your power. Is it accumulated and wise? Is it disciplined and focused? Is it neglected and chaotic? Or is it in the middle of a radical transformation? Let's break it down.
A long flowing beard? That signals accumulated wisdom. The dream is telling you to stop outsourcing your knowledge. The answers are already inside of you. A neatly trimmed beard? That's about discipline, intentional power. The message here is, bring some structure, some form to your raw strength. Now, an unkempt beard? That's a flat-out neglect dream. Some part of your self-leadership has just been abandoned. You know what it is, you have to restore it. A color-changing beard is all about energy transformation. White means wisdom, black is for vitality, red is for passion, or maybe anger. You have to identify the color of your energy right now. And finally, we get to the most spiritually charged variation of them all, dreaming of a bearded woman. This figure, she represents transgression, dual nature, a kind of sacred, powerful androgyny. How she shows up is absolutely critical. If she is dignified and powerful, your psyche is showing you the integrated self, fierce authority, and deep femininity, held together without any apology. This is the goal. But if she appears grotesque or shameful, it reveals a deep installed shame that you carry about your own power. It means you're coding your own integration as something monstrous. So your final assignment is this. I want you to sit with that image. Look right at her, and you ask her directly, what do you know that I have refused to claim for myself? And then you need to listen for her answer. And if you felt that shame, I want you to know this with absolute certainty. That shame is not yours by right. It was installed in you, and it can be uninstalled.
Part 3. Look, reading about your dreams and actually working with them, totally different things. Insight without action is, well, it's just entertainment, right? So let's get out of theory and into practice.
So we've got 8 distinct, totally actionable practices to help you integrate the wisdom from your dreams. And we're starting with the Dream Field Notes method. Here's the deal. Starting tonight, you're going to keep a notebook and pen by your bed. And I mean no phone. The second you wake up, before you even move or say a word, you write down every single detail. And you do this for 30 days straight.
And why is this so urgent? Because unread patterns don't just disappear. No, they become your repeated behaviors. Your subconscious is going to keep sending the exact same message again and again, like a call you refuse to answer, until you finally pick up and decode it.
Okay, next up is the authority audit. And listen, this one is for you if you have that nagging feeling you're shrinking yourself to fit into rooms that other people built.
So grab a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. 2 columns. Left side, where I claim my authority. Right side, where I surrender it. And you need to be absolutely merciless here. List every single relationship, every dynamic at work, with family, any place where you are 100% yourself versus where you're performing a smaller, more convenient version of you.
And this is so critical because that shrinking, that constant accommodation, after a while, it starts to feel like it's just your personality. But let me be clear, it is not. It's damage. And you can't even begin to repair damage you haven't accurately diagnosed.
All right, let's get into something a little deeper, a Jungian exercise called the animus dialogue. And this isn't about your logical brain at all. This is about using active imagination to directly tap into your deepest intelligence.
So here's what you do. Set aside 20 minutes. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and just invite that masculine figure from your dream to be there with you. Then you ask him one simple question, and you write down whatever, and I mean whatever, comes up. No judgment, no filtering, just right. And make no mistake, this is a critical choice. You either develop this inner authority consciously, through practices like this one, or it develops unconsciously, by you projecting it onto the real men in your life. And guess what? They will always disappoint you, because no one person can possibly carry the weight of your own unclaimed power.
Okay, practice number 4. This one's about remembering that your dream isn't just some story for your brain. It's a physical signal. It's your body screaming to be heard.
So, the day after you have one of these beard dreams, give yourself 10 quiet minutes. Just scan your body from your head all the way down to your feet and ask it, where are you holding this? Where is this unexpressed authority, this anger, this strength living? Check your throat for all those words you haven't said, your jaw for that clenched frustration, your chest, find it, breathe right into that spot. Let your body complete what the dream started.
Because here's the thing about unprocessed power. It doesn't just dissolve. It calcifies. It literally hardens inside you. It becomes chronic tension, illness, that deep, deep exhaustion you feel when you've been fighting yourself for years.
Okay, so we've been focused on insight. Now we pivot to impact. These next 4 practices, they're all about turning what you've learned into real, concrete action. And we're kicking it off with the 72-hour power move.
The rule is brutally simple. You have a beard dream, a clock starts ticking. You have 72 hours. And in that window, you have to make one concrete move toward claiming your power. And I'm not talking about planning the move. I'm not talking about journaling about it. I mean the move itself. Send the damn email, set the boundary, make the call, do the thing.
Look, the specific action matters less than the direction, which is toward authority. You have to act, because every single time your subconscious sends you a signal and you hit the snooze button, you are literally training your brain to ignore its own guidance. And I'm telling you, that is one of the most dangerous habits a person can ever develop.
All right, let's talk about the legacy question. This comes from the incredible writer and warrior Audre Lorde. And she knew that the point isn't just survival. The real question is, what meaning are you going to make with the time you actually have?
So after a dream about wisdom, or maybe getting older, I want you to sit with this. If you knew you were going to die in 1 year, what would you most regret leaving unclaimed? And write it down. I mean, write the raw, honest truth. Don't soften it. Don't make excuses for it.
The regret of unexplored potential, that what if, is one of the most documented, painful things people talk about at the end of their lives. It is not too late for you.
right up until the second it actually is too late. And the scary part? None of us knows when that moment will come.
Okay, if your dream is about cutting, shaving, or messing with facial hair in some kind of relational context, that is a giant, flashing, neon sign. It's pointing directly at a conversation you are avoiding. So this next practice, this one's for you.
From the day you have that dream, you get 1 week. That's it. Within that week, you have to initiate the conversation. And listen, this isn't about confrontation. It's not an attack. It's just a direct, clear expression of what's true for you. Use I statements. I feel, I need, I want.
Because every conversation you swallow, every truth you choke down, it doesn't just go away. It becomes another brick in this invisible barrier between you and authentic intimacy. And you stack enough of those bricks over time, you build a wall. And those walls, they just lead to isolation and suffering. And finally, our last practice, the integration altar. This is all about creating a physical space, a tangible daily reminder of your own wholeness. So find a small space, a shelf, maybe a corner of your desk, and place objects there that represent both your masculine and feminine energies. Think strong and soft, built and grown. Spend just 60 seconds there every morning, and whenever you have a beard dream, add something new to it. It becomes this living, breathing record of your integration work. You see, this becomes a physical cue for your nervous system. Because we live in a world that constantly asks women to be one thing at a time. Be strong or be soft. Be ambitious or be relational. Your altar is your daily, physical refusal of that false choice. It's your statement that you are not one or the other. You are both.
So, you have the tools, you have the choice, which leaves only one question left. What are you waiting for?